much time with an introduction, but I want her to introduce herself and all her bad girl magic that she got going on. I got Miss Shaneika. She's a registered nurse and she is the CEO of VIP Health Staffing Agency. Miss Shaneika, take the floor away, girlfriend.
Thank you for the introduction. Yes, my name is Shaneika Saddler. I'm a bachelor's prepared RN. I've been a nurse for over 12 years. I've been a nurse for a long time. I own a healthcare staffing agency where I contract with healthcare facilities and I employ nurses, LPNs, RNs, CNAs, and the whole healthcare structure. And I also am the CEO of Shaneika Saddler University, teach aspiring entrepreneurs how to start, launch, and scale their own healthcare staffing industry. And there's a lot of other stuff in the works. That's what I'm working on right now.
Yes, awesome. So you say you're a bachelor's prepared nurse and you have a healthcare staffing agency. So you have been able to package your skill and knowledge and service the bedside from a different aspect. Let me ask you, what does serving from beyond the bedside mean to you?
Serving beyond the bedside, as nurses, we're taught in school, we're taught so systematic, right? We're taught that the only way you can make a difference is if you're by the bedside with the patient, with the family, with the this, with the that. But we're not taught how to take take nursing out of healthcare. When I say healthcare, like out of facilities, and still be able to impact healthcare. Like I'm impacting healthcare because even though I'm not at the bedside, I'm still supplying the facilities with nurses. I'm still teaching people. I'm still teaching individuals how to open their own healthcare staff agency. So serving beyond the bedside is where you can still impact healthcare, but not have to physically be at the bedside taking care of that patient. It's just a different way of impacting and serving the whole healthcare structure.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And again, I think you and I had this conversation around some of the things that nursing school do not teach us, but some of the things that we at least believe that should be in nursing school, at least at the bachelor's level, right? When they're preparing nurses, and that's entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
because we're taught as nurses in nursing school to go and to serve the bedside and to care for the patients there. But there's a different way to drive impact in which we can do, which is something that you're doing right now in your magic and your work, that I think is amazing. And that's nurse entrepreneurship. And I'm a person who's a big thing on making sure that you don't have all your eggs in the one basket, right? And I think that right now, no time greater than any other time is when nurses should start looking at different ways to serve beyond the bedside
Yes.
with the current changes within the market. Inside my um, 7 keys to building your brand that I released that free ebook, I talked about, being able to adapt and adjust to be able to conquer is key. And I think that that's something that we all need to do within this time frame. So some of y'all who are listening, y'all probably want to know, like, how did me and Shaneika meet, right? How did we meet and what's going on? Shaneika, tell people how we met, girlfriend.
So listen, it has to be divine intervention or whatever they call it, right? So we went to a conference. You can see it behind me. I just have this poster up because it just inspires me every day. Like I'm not like overly into myself, but I just like it. It inspires me. So we met at the Welsh conference roughly about a month ago, and we sat next to each other, and we were like, "You're a nurse, I'm a nurse." And we just started talking about nursing, and so she was telling me, um, she helped nurses build her brand, and I was telling her about my previous mentor. She helped, nurses build their brand too. So we just had that general connection. You see, as nurses, we could speak a language that nobody else can understand, right? We speak healthcare. It's like a language that other people can't understand. So we just started talking about what she did and what I did, and we connected during the conference. That's
Right. That's awesome. I am excited. I'm so, like you said, divine connection. Sometimes along this way, we pray and we ask God to bring the right people along our path to be able to support us in our journeys as we're evolving and as we're growing and becoming the people, the women that we truly desire to want to be. And I feel like when we met, it was just really like just a instant kind of connection. Like it was just a total vibe. And you was my person. Like you was that person throughout the event that I kind of vibe with. So I'm really grateful for what the connection that God has brought into our lives and it's where we're going after all of this. So with that, Shanika and I have really been thinking about how can we service nurses at a greater capacity. When you look at the statistics right now, and this is not to entice fear in anyone. I think we all have to be really, really aware, let me choose my words right wisely, of what's happening within the market, what's happening within healthcare right now, and making sure that we as nurses are making the decisions to move forward as we should. Would you agree with that, Shanika? Or do you think?
It's a different market. It's not how it was. We talk about job security in healthcare, and it's like the promise of job security every year becomes less and less and less. And we as nurses have to learn how to diversify our portfolio. We just have to learn how to diversify by being entrepreneurial and learn skills that, can still be able to survive outside of the bedside. So I think that's
Right.
very important for us to learn.
Yes, that was powerful. You said diversify our portfolio and be able to survive beyond the bedside.
Mhm.
And again, I'm looking at when I'm doing my research and I'm doing my studies, you're looking at this has been one of the hugest exits for nursing since this whole COVID. Like they're leaving, and what are the some of the what are let's talk about what are the reasons why. And some of the things that I've done and what I research is that nurses are now being stretched to a capacity. I remember I've been a nurse for a little bit over 10 years, and I remember when I was out nursing, things was different. Like I did have to work hard. I had to care for my patients. I had to learn how to critically think. I definitely had to do that. But now you hear nurses complain about they're now having to pick up extra jobs for extra departments and fill in other things without the extra layer of support, and they're burnt out. I see mental disruption in the spaces of nurses, anxiety, depression, and fear that it no longer is becoming that fulfilling type of space. Now, I'm not saying this because I think that everybody should leave the bedside. I respect all of our nurses who still have the heart to be able to do so. I educate young nurses who's going into the profession now, but then for some who are saying, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I need to diversify my portfolio, I need to do something different. And do you have to stay there and stay stuck? This is the kind of conversation for this kind of nurse that we want to have today. We're not here to say everybody should leave because we don't think so. As with Shanika and her organization, she's still servicing the bedside away from the bedside to make sure healthcare facilities have what they need. But this is the conversation for the nurse that says, hey, I'm tired. I'm ready to diversify my portfolio. I can no longer do this in this space, but I still have a heart to serve. You want to
Yes,
be in the conversation today.
yes,
So,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
so Shanika, tell us about your organization, about how are you servicing the bedside? Tell some people what does it look like to own a healthcare staffing agency?
Wow. It's one of those fields that you get into and you're learning so much. Like, in nursing school, we learn straight from the textbook. Like we're so by the book, right? You get those big textbook, you have to read 10 chapters, you got to study for the test. It's so systematic. And on
Right.
this side of healthcare, on the business side, you are really learning life lessons. You're really learning how to speak and how to sell and how to make sure your nurses are okay, make sure your clients are okay, and make sure that you're okay as a business owner. It's amazing that the one thing I love about it is that I'm able to offer jobs and opportunity to to individuals, like to really offer, like when I speak to a nurse and she's telling me what she's going through, she's saying, I really need this contract, I really need this job. I can I can put myself in her shoes. Like I can really be like, well, I've been there, I know what it is. If a nurse calls me and a nurse says, hey, this and this happened on the unit, that's not supposed to happen. I can call and speak to the administrator because I know that's not how it's supposed to go. Or I can tell her, I can say, listen, no, you're wrong. I was a nurse on the floor and this is and the way it's supposed to go. So they can speak to me because I have, when somebody say, walk in my shoes, you don't know what I'm going through. If you haven't walked in my shoes, I have actually walked in your shoes. So they can speak to me from this perspective. So it gives me an advantage over, you know, I'm not saying I'm better than one agency, but it gives me a many and an advantage prudent and when I'm speaking to I know what it does um, when you're short staffed, when your regular nurse has to pick up two shifts and they want to go home to their kids, go home to their families or their children, but because the nurse in the shop, they have to be mandated. Nobody wants to be mandated, you know. So I know what that means. So I'm coming in and I'm offering a solution to your problem. Am I gonna fix the staffing problem? I wish I could. I can't fix it, but I can aid in helping it. And I can speak healthcare because I know what it is to feel like a burnout nurse. I know what it feels like to come home and your feet hurt. I know what it feels like to not want to show up the next day because I had probably 5 or 6 admission every time a patient leave, a patient come, and I just feel so burned out. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like when upper management come downstairs and they're telling you everything to do, and you're like, I'm just one person. I just want to breathe. I just want to go use the bathroom. And the bathroom is your break, right? You go to the bathroom and the bathroom is your break. I know what that feels like. So I said, what can I do to I love nursing. I was burned out. Like I said, I love nursing. I went to school. I love nursing. I love helping. I love speaking. I love when a patient comes in not feeling well and then it's like we kind of fix them and they walk out the building. I love that. So I still love healthcare. So I was asking myself, what can I do to still service healthcare and still try to make an impact? And healthcare staffing was one of those low hanging fruit, and it has become so transformational, not only as a business owner, but for myself to see what I can do and how I can help nursing and healthcare in the whole. So like just at least try to at least better it in some sense. You know, it's a big broken system. I can't fix it, but at least to try to patch it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Patchwork is always good, right? That's what we do as nurses. I feel like we are creative. We use what we have to kind of patch things up to make them work to work for the greater good so that those can be serviced, cared for, decrease the risk of any further disease processes from happening, any of that nature, anything thing of that nature from happening. So that is really powerful that you decided to take what you knew, you understood. I think the biggest thing that I got from listening to you, Shaneika, was like, hey, I understood that I was burnt out, right? I understood that my capacity was gone. I really feel like people don't, when they don't know their limitations, is when they're dangerous, right? So you said, hey, I knew my capacity was it. I was burnt out, but hey, I still wanted to serve. So I had to figure out a way, how can I still service the bedside from beyond the bedside? And with that, hey, I started this staffing agency and now I'm still able to staff the agency, but I'm different. And this is where you position, right? This is positioning that puts you in a category of one that gives you the probably the transformation. I'm gonna ask you about that transformation because I picked that up too, of what that transformation looked like. Because you said it was transformation not only for you, but for the organizations in healthcare, right? So thinking about that, and I just lost my train of thought because I be talking so much. But thinking about, when girl, my mind be like
Nurse,
1,000 miles a minute. I'll be in a classroom teaching. I'll be like, what happened? Bring me back. All right, status post COVID type stuff. But again, that,
have a good Kiki moment. Let's have a good Kiki moment. We deserve it, right?
like, I'm gonna wheel you back in, sis. I'm gonna wheel you back in. It's gonna come back to me, y'all. It's gonna come back. I promise. Charge it to the mind, not to my heart, because it meant well, and I was really going somewhere with this with Shanika. But okay, so let's just keep moving forward. That's what we do as nurses. We keep moving forward. So we talked about what you did. You recognized you were no longer ready for you bedside wasn't it no more. You decided to package up your knowledge. You now have built the agent. Oh, I was talking about positioning. Position yourself in a category of one, and now being able to service and then have a new level of perspective going into the organization, which makes your organization probably the organization to choose because of who you are as a CEO and the way that you've positioned yourself. See, I told you I was going to come back to me. All right. So tell me if you could just share with us just a little glimpse. I think you painted a real good picture that you're a burnt out nurse beforehand. But what is it like now that you decided to open your agency? How long have you been open? What does that transformation look like for you personally with deciding to do so?
So I've been in business almost 3 years. January would be 3 years. Um, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be totally transparent. It is one of the hardest, most fulfilling, most joyous, most self-developing adventure. I'm gonna call it adventure I have been on my entire 38 years of living. It's even better than walking across the stage at nursing school, because I feel like I get to walk across the stage every day that I sign a contract, that I get a nurse a contract, that I run payroll every week, and I can give my nurses, pay my nurses on time. Like, those things for me is like I'm graduating every day. It has made me become a better person, because I had to like really dig deep. Because yes, you can start a business, yes, you can make money, but who do you have to become during that time, right? Who do you have to develop with? I don't have a business background. They teach you basic math in high school. Even I don't remember it. It's been so long, right? So I had to develop and become a different person. I have to do self-development every day. I had to learn how to speak business. Yes, I can speak healthcare, but how do I speak business also? I had to learn how to be more compassionate. Now, not even being compassionate for my patients, being compassionate for my nurses, being compassionate for the facility when my nurses don't show up. So it just makes you become this person that your vision and the way you see the world is so much bigger. It's like so much bigger. And like I said, it's like it has its ups and downs like any other business. But I graduate every single week. Like on Fridays is graduation. Like I walk across the stage every single week, and it's amazing. And then it opens you up to more opportunities, right? When you start a business or even a healthcare staffing agency, because healthcare is so diverse, it's opening me up now, so I can become a coach. I can have other business in healthcare. Like, it opens you up to other avenues that you can serve healthcare even on a deeper level. So I love that I made the decision in 2019 to say, hey, I'm burned out, but I love healthcare. I love my patient. I love taking care of my patient. I love my coworkers. I love showing up to work. I love laughing. I love doing what we have to do. But this is not where I can be most effective. Right here at the bedside is not where my power lies as a nurse. My power lies probably behind the scenes. That's where my power lies. My power lies is at encouraging my nurses, encouraging my team, speaking to the facilities, telling my story. That's where my power lies. So I had to find out where my power lie as a nurse and go and do that thing. And it was scary, and it's still scary every day. But like I said, I graduate. I graduate every Friday, or every week, and it's amazing. It's like one of the best decisions I ever made.
Right. You know what? You just said something. When that graduation, y'all know what that pinning was like. Y'all cried. I cried. Can you imagine graduating every Friday in that pinning ceremony and you walking across it with that greatest accomplishment that you ever made? And like, what if it starting your healthcare agency was your greatest accomplishment of how you can serve beyond the bedside? But Shanika, you said understanding where my power lies. See,
Yes.
y'all know I've been on a kick of what nursing school don't teach you, because nursing school don't teach us so much, is that they teach us to be on the forefront all the time. But
Hmm.
some of us are much more magical in other aspects. Like
Yes.
you think about the CNO of some of your organizations, their nurses, their power no longer lied at the bedside and care for the patient. And we get so guilty, right? Like,
Yes.
please be come on, y'all gonna have to bear with me for a moment because I'm about to go in, because we get so guilty because we've allowed some book and some system to tell us that this is the only way that we are supposed to operate in our gifts. And if we don't operate in the way that the gift has told us, then we have somehow done some disservice to
Ourselves.
the profession or ourselves, right? Like, you're not a true nurse. Well, what makes me not so when now I'm teaching nurses how to build brand and stand in their truth and stand up authentically and how to deal with their audience? How is that not aligned? Like, they don't talk about that personal development, right? And this is Shanika said, like, I had to know where my power lies. And
Yeah.
some of us are staying in situations where our power no longer lies there because we feel like we have a false sense of security there, but we're stressed out, we're overwhelmed, and we're not listening to our guts. And our guts are saying it's time to move and serve in a different capacity.
Yes.
And you may do the patient, the organization, yourself really well.
Yes.
What's stopping you? Like when you think about starting your business, and I'm not saying this to y'all who listen, like when you think about starting your business or building a brand or starting a healthcare agency, what type of things begin to come up? Do you feel like you're not being loyal to the profession? You feel like everything you went to nursing school for, you're no longer able to do it? What are those thoughts? And I just want to reassure you and tell you, you can still serve beyond the bedside and still be a nurse, right? Because when I teach my clients, when we're trying to assess what is their problem or why they're not closing a client, guess what I use? I use the same methodology that nursing school taught me. Let's gather the information in our assessment. Let's define a problem. Let's
Hmm.
plan it out. Let's think about what are the interventions that we need to do to fix this problem, to mitigate, control, eliminate the problem that's present. And then we're going to go out and take action. And then we're going to evaluate if it works or not. So when
That's
you think about, I serve better, I was a great bedside nurse. I feel like I was like, hey, y'all see me on Pandora? No.
listen.
Y'all see
I
me in that magazine? But I'm just saying, like, y'all, we have to think about that. And you guys got to really, as nurses, we got to start thinking about how do we drive a greater impact beyond the bedside? If you're burnt out and stressed out, you're not serving anybody, including yourself.
That's so true. I wanted to add something that I heard, but it's not really for nursing. But I want to say this to you: let nursing school be a mentor, right? The 2 years, the 4 years, the 1 year for your LPN, however it is, however long your program is, let it be your mentor, right? Let it be something to teach you to propel you into your next, right? Because you can use everything you learn in nursing school to serve on a different platform, to serve beyond the bedside and still be as effective as they taught us in nursing school. You don't have to throw away the whole textbook because some stuff you're going to need to know, when dealing in business, especially if you're going to be in healthcare. But let that 4 years be your mentor. Absorb all you can during nursing school. You don't have to throw your education away. I still keep all of my license. Like I just renewed my New York license. Like if anything goes haywire, I still have my license. I still have my compact license. I still do my CEUs, or I still do everything because I'm good. I keep everything. So let it be your mentor. And we all know a mentor holds your hand for a certain time and then they let it go. Nobody's not saying that you have to jump into entrepreneurship full time. Nobody's not saying that like you graduate tomorrow and next week you got to be an entrepreneur. No, serve what you can, but like Sarshima said, if you're burned out, you're not going to serve the patients when it comes down to the bottom line the best. You're not. I used to dread driving. I used to do travel nursing. I dread driving an hour and a half to work. I dread. Like I dread it until I was like, I know what, this is not my purpose. I know I'm not going to be here for long, and that kind of gave me like a reassurance. Like I know God have a next for me, and when I tapped into what I really wanted to do, because I was doing both. I was doing my healthcare and I was doing travel nurse until I transitioned fully. And when I found out what I really wanted to do, and like I said, my purpose, God gave me a peace about it, and I was able to even serve better when I was transitioning out because I knew I wasn't going to be there. So I was like, okay, I can do what I want to do. It didn't feel so heavy. It didn't feel like a burdensome, like somewhere I had to be trapped for the next 40 years. God gave me a way out. And when I found a way out, it just like, oh, like released so much stress for me. So no one is saying that you have to jump into entrepreneurship tomorrow after nursing school. But we are saying that, there's other ways that you can become an effective nurse.
I like that. There's other ways that you can become an effective nurse. And again, yeah, like you said, and everyone's not meant for entrepreneurship as well. Like we can't say that everybody's going to exit, but it definitely should think about the ways in which you should diversify your portfolio and really go after the things that you truly, truly want. I know one thing that was huge for me, Shanika, when you were talking about like how you were going to work and like you were dreading that drive and getting there, and you think about when you show up and then you're like, I'm a quarter in, you know what I mean? So the patient gonna get a quarter of this care today. I remember I remember sitting in the OR room, which was my big aha moment when I transitioned from bedside nursing. I got a call. I was in the middle of a case, and I got a call, and my son was having some type of respiratory type of condition.
Mhm.
And what I seen at that moment, because my kids are high allergy, I could not do what a mother would do. Her natural instinct would be to what? To leave and to go. And I couldn't, when somebody's calling you and you're a nurse and somebody's saying your son's having respiratory conditions, he's been exposed to something that he's allergic to, you're like, and you couldn't go because you're thinking about there's a patient on the table, I have responsibility here, and also my child. At that moment, I decided in my mind that it was either my children, I had to find something that was going to be comparable to my lifestyle and me raising very young children, right? Or this. And I almost felt like the uncomfortableness. Sometimes this disruption, right? I feel like God uses different situations and we're not always aware of them because the first thing that we want to say is that they're always negative because they don't seem to align with what's natural. But I
Yeah.
felt like he had to shake me up right then to say, Starshima, there's more. Because there was something sitting in my belly to tell me to do something else. But I wasn't moving because why? I had a good job. I was making good money. It was predictable. Had a decent schedule. It's okay, right? All these things. So would you ever move? So he had to get me into a space where I was completely uncomfortable in a place that I would no longer compromise. And in that no longer deciding to compromise is when I had to make the shift. Because we don't pay attention to the other signs because they're too subtle. So he has to shake us up in a different way, and he knows where we are. So some of us and some of you all who are listening, you're right now and you're in a battle and you're trying to figure out, Sir Shima, is this a conversation for me or is it not? Or, is this really sitting with me? You got to think about what are you experiencing right now? What are you feeling? And why are you not leaning into those feelings? And is those things that you're up against, are they really bad things? I'm just going to share with you my story. And at that moment was a transformational moment for me. Probably within a month, I was gone.
Wow.
That opened up other doors and other opportunities for me. But
Wow.
that was the thing. It's like, hey, right? Hey, but let me just tell you, here's the thing though. Here's a crazy ironic thing about it, Shanika, is that I always had this in me. It was because I was having this false sense of security that prevented me from being all that I needed to be able to serve beyond the bedside.
Amen to that. And we always know what we're supposed to do, but we don't do it for some reason as human. We always play safe, right? We always play safe, like, especially nursing, because anywhere you was a nurse, you would get hired. Like it's like you're one of those rare professionals that if I go here, I can get a job. Especially if you have a compact license, you can move here or there, or you can even go overseas and still get a job. Like it's just one of those careers that you are always be employable. So we have a job security within healthcare, and I feel like sometimes it's like a chain on our foot, and we have to break that chain, right? You're not going to be satisfied in life if you don't do the things that you're supposed to do. Do not let your life be stories of regret. I had I was like when I started my healthcare staffing agency, I'll be honest with you, I've been looking at starting a healthcare staffing agency for years before I started it. It was just one of those things that kept on coming back to me. And it was like God was like, listen, I told you to do the thing, but you didn't do the thing. So I'm gonna send you back to do the thing before you do the thing. And it's like I had to like break that chain off my foot. And I was like, listen, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm just gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but what if it doesn't work, I know it doesn't work and I can move on to something else. I'm still gonna work, I'm still a nurse, I'm still gonna make them my money. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And it worked, and it worked on a mega level that I didn't even ask God for, because I was finally obedient to what he was telling me to do. And I was finally able to break that chain and say, hey, I'm going to step into this. I don't know everything. I don't even know how to make a sales call, but I'm willing to learn how to make a sales call. I'm willing to read the books. I'm willing to take the classes. I don't know I don't know how to even write a proper email if it's not in a text message or a professional email, but I'm gonna learn how to write an email. I'm gonna learn how to speak. And a lot of us don't do a lot of things because we don't know. Because we don't know. People are so afraid of, well, I don't know how to do that. So how is that gonna happen for me? I don't know. I don't know. Let me tell you, I'm the I don't know girl, but I'm the I don't know, but how can I learn how to do this? How can I learn how to do this? I will Google it. I will copy and paste it. I will make it my own. I'll put it in Grammarly. I'll get it edited. I'll do what I have to do because it has to be a way. If she's doing it, they're doing it. It has to be a way. Like it just has to. Exactly. It just has to be a way. It just has to be a way. So whatever your gut is telling you to do, and you're driving home or you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you're not getting up for your purpose, that thing is not going to go away. It's never going to go away until you do that thing. And don't think that because, some of us are very culture. In my culture, I'm from a Jamaican background. So when we go to nursing school, we're like praised and we're like this big deal and stuff like that. So for me to say, hey, I don't want to work on the floor as a nurse, I want to go start my own business, it was going to be this big controversy. I ain't tell nobody. I ain't tell nobody what I was doing. I just started it and it just worked out. So whatever's that gut feeling that you're having, that you wake up every day and you wish you can do that thing, just do it. Come on, let's rock our healthcare. Let's do it.
Yeah, look at, she said, let's rock our healthcare. Let's do it. And I think that that's the thing too. Like, let's stop seeking approval from
Mhm,
other people. Let's stop putting our dreams in other people's hands
mhm.
because other people are not going to get it, especially when their mindsets are conditioned to believe a certain thing they haven't seen outside of it. Sometimes you got to be the example. Sometimes you got to go. Like, some of y'all here have literally watched my journey, right? Y'all seen me, y'all, before I was a nurse. Some of y'all have been around before I was a nurse when I was struggling, trying to eat, trying to keep the lights on as I went through nursing school. Some of you all went through nursing school with me. Some of y'all worked with me along in the bedside, in the ER, and the OR, and you've seen me transition out and be able to work in the capacity that I'm in now, which aligns with my greatest purpose, which is educating and coaching others to help them reach their goal and
Amazing.
showing how to position themselves in the market is key. And as I educate future nurses now, I'm still impacting the care from beyond the bedside because now I'm giving the nurses the tools that they need and they get an extra layer, y'all. They gonna come out more texture. My nurses student from anybody that's been in my classroom, y'all next level. All right. Y'all want to work with them. Them the kind of nurses y'all want to work with because they clear about who they are. They know what they stand up for and they know how to go and lean in and go after their dreams. See, I bring that into the classroom for my future nurses. So still being able to serve beyond the bedside by helping them position themselves and still putting themselves at a category of one till they go, they're allowing nursing school to be their mentor, as Miss Shaneika said, and then going out and doing whatever else they need to do with it. So
Yes,
me and Shanika
amazing.
got some exciting news for y'all. So we up to something. We went to the Wellness event, and let me just say, I'm gonna give my take on it. The Wellness event was a really empowering event. When I decided to buy the ticket to go sit in the room and travel to Atlanta, I didn't know really what to expect from a business aspect, but what I knew is I was sitting in some rooms with some millionaires, some women who are leaning in and doing the work, and women who look like me. See,
Mm,
when we don't have people who look like us doing the things that we're doing, we look strange when we doing what we're doing. So you need to just kind of get that revalidation. So that was the reason why I went and I just told God I'm open. I'm open for whatever it is, but I'm expecting something. And I got to meet all these amazing women. We had skyline rooftop cocktails.
mm.
We sat together and learned and was taught by some of the best women in the game. I mean, we're continually being taught by some of the best women in the game right now. But one thing that they taught us was the power of community and the power of collaboration. I think that was
Definitely.
game changing. That's a big thing that they taught us. And how do we begin to leverage each one of us in our own genius and our own magic to be able to propel other people forward. Like that's the big thing, right? I can do things on my own. I've been doing it up until this point independently. But how much further can I go if I got a community of women who are leaning in like me? And I'm so grateful to have Shaneika. This is my first collaboration since in 2023 brings many, many more as you all will hear about in the coming days. But what we're bringing to you all right now, if you're a nurse who's ready to, in your gut, you felt what we're talking about today, right? You felt it. You said, hey, you know, if something's been pulling at me, I don't really know what it is. It's been feeling uncomfortable. You know, I've been thinking about switching from this hospital, or this job setting, like you really didn't know. Or perhaps, you know, you're like, I know that there's a deeper calling, that there's something else I should be doing. And if that's you and you're the woman for that, we have a 3-day challenge that we want to help you position yourself in the market, really get clear about your brand. Even if you want to climb the corporate ladder in nursing and serve from beyond the bedside in corporate leadership, this might be it for you too. So we're going to teach you how to build your brand. And then the other thing is going to give you the strategy. Shanika's going to give you the strategies because that's her magic about how you start a healthcare agency. Like the things that you need. How many people have this at their hands and have this opportunity? So in the chat box to join the 3-day challenge, there is a link to servebeyondthebedside.com. Go ahead and click on that link, register. There's two different access points. You definitely want to be a woman in a room for the VIP.
You want to hear the
Like
best?
in these conversations, you want to get VIP because we talk. We only do premium, sis. I need that premium type of experience because you want to hear what goes on in the room. So, what
Mm-hmm.
makes premium is you get to get access to us in a private call where we get to answer your questions, whether it's about building your brand or whether it's about starting a healthcare agency. Like that one-on-one access, that's game changing. And that price is only $97. At what cost would you pay to next level your life?
Amen.
What if Shaneika gave you that sauce? What if I gave you that clarity around that message that you needed to go out and change the world? So you want to be sure to join the Serve Beyond the Bedside, I'm sorry, um, 3-day challenge. This kicks off. When it kick off, Shaneika? What's our date?
December 12th. December 12th, next week, Monday, December 12th, the 13th, and the 14th. Now, you want to be a part of this. Like, if you are an action taker, if something been tugging at your heart saying, listen, I just need to know what else is out there. Like, I need to know what's available to me. $97, and to get into the VIP, you can access any question. It's like a private meeting. It's like the who's going to be in there, right? So you want to be in that room too. But it's a free event if you just want to just show up, get the information. But you just don't want to get the information. You want to implement and you want to execute the information also, right? So that's what we're looking for because we have what, 3 more weeks left in the year, right? Don't wait until 2023 to start new. Why I don't get New Year's resolutions. That's another story. But I don't get it. Why you have to wait 3 weeks? We have now. We have the time is now, right? So if you're one of those nurses and you're like, I love nursing, I love taking care of my patient, I love seeing my patient smile, but I want more. I don't want to be a part of a system where I clock in, I clock out, I clock in, I clock out. I want to do more. This challenge, this is for you. The gems that me and Sarshima is going to be dropping, she be on Monday, I'll be on Tuesday, and we be collaborating together on Wednesday. You don't want to miss it. How can you want to miss this? How can you want to miss something that's going to change your life? Get VIP. You can access any question. It's only $97. Buy yourself a Christmas gift. Buy yourself VIP. Buy yourself a VIP Christmas gift and get in that room and access any question. I could give you one play that's just gonna help you launch your agency. If you already have an agency, but you probably don't know what to do with it, I could give you one play and it can change everything. When you have a staffing agency, you're gonna need a brand behind it. How do you brand your staffing agency to stand out, or even any business that you want to do to stand out from everybody else? Oh, you want to go on social media, you want to do lives, you want to post. But how do your post, how do your brand stand out from everybody else's brand? And that's what Starshima is going to tell you. And we, as as nurses have this magic inside of us. Come on, you know we do. Let the magic out. Join us on this 3-day challenge and let your magic out and do yourself a favor. $97, buy yourself a Christmas gift, get in VIP, ask us any questions. And it's not limited. Like you can ask us more than one question. Come on. Let's start changing the way we see ourselves. Let's start changing what healthcare tell us we have to be and who we have to be, and we have to show up. You don't have to wear scrubs to impact healthcare. You don't have to put on nursing shoes to impact healthcare. You can show up as a boss nurse and impact healthcare from anywhere, right? So join the challenge. It's called Serve Beyond the Bedside Challenge. It's 3 days. It's next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're going to kill it. Like, we're going to kill it. This is over 20 something years of nursing experience. You can't even get that at nursing school. Not at all, right? That's my little commercial.
That's the tagline. You cannot get this in nursing school. Like, no, not at all. Not about what we are getting ready to share with you. And even, it's just, I don't want to spoil it by trying to talk you up on something because that's not what we are here to do. I'm not trying to convince the person who's not convinced about what they have into the game. I do want to say give yourself an opportunity if you feel a nugging at your heart or a tugging at your heart to be able to do so. And then for my people or our people who say, hey, I ain't a premium buyer, I don't want VIP access, I don't care about talking to y'all. Well, come watch the challenge in the Facebook group. Like if that's you, come on in, and that's okay because we love you too. Because perhaps there's something there that you're gonna get, and you can join and upgrade to the VIP for this kind of experience of what we're gonna teach you. But I think our hearts is, I mean, come on, $97 and what we both have done in these streets with receipts.
In the streets.
I mean, you know what I mean? Out here in these post bedside streets with receipts, $97 ain't big. So I'm not here to convince you. Again, I appreciate if you do join. And my biggest thing is my heart to want to see you do more with what you have and still be able to serve and live a much more fulfilling and a better quality of life and be proud about the LVN behind your name, the LPN behind your name, the RN behind your name, the advanced nurse practitioner behind your name. I want you to walk in that and be proud in that, doing what you love every single day and still saying, I'm a nurse, because y'all know I'm searching with a nurse coach. The nurse coach for me. So
Yes.
yes. All right. So y'all be sure to get them VIP tickets. You'll see some content popping up. Get your seats, get registered. It will be something that will be amazing. And again, 2 levels to join. VIP is only $97. And then you can join for free and you'll be accessing and with the VIP, you get to get on the Zoom with us, right? So you'll be on the Zoom while we're streaming into the group while everybody else get to watch from a group aspect. And if you're anything like us, if you've been coached by the women we've been coached by, they tell us get in the room because when you get in the room, you never know what opportunities presents itself for you. So Miss Shaneika, anything else you want to send them home with? Because you're the boss. You're the
I'm,
boss.
I just want to say that, what's the thing I want to say? My thoughts went away. It's been a long day. I just want to say that right now, your heart is telling you to do what you're supposed to do. So make that choice and do what you're supposed to do. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to serve you with something. We're literally here to serve you with something. And you say, well, you're not here to sell us, but you're charging us. Yeah, because when you pay attention, right? So that's why
Okay.
we're yeah, when you pay attention, right? Because we pay for some stuff, Sir Shima, and we pay attention. We show up every week because when you pay attention. And we don't want to give away our knowledge. We don't want to give away what we have to individuals that's just going to squander it. So if you pay, you're going to pay attention. And we know that the ones that pay are action takers. The ones that pay are going to implement and execute what we're going to teach them on this 3-day challenge. So I know your heart is tugging. You have 7 days. Get in the rooms. Get in that room. Get in the room. I know I'm gonna bring the energy. I know Starshima is gonna bring the energy. You're gonna be like, we're gonna drop so much gems during these 3 days. You're gonna be like, wow. It's just gonna be a wow. You're gonna be like, wow. I wanna know who these ladies are. I wanna be with them. And we're gonna make you an offer at the end of the challenge, and it's gonna be amazing. So just get in the room. You wanna hear what's gonna be in the room you just want to be there. You just want to
Be
be
a, be a woman in a room, be a nurse in a room, like be on the Zoom, like get in there, definitely for sure. Miss Shanika, I thank you so much. I cannot tell you all enough about how we should value connections and
there.
connections with authentic, like-minded women who are just as hungry as you are. I get chills just even thinking about it because I feel like this is what God is doing with us. And you said, hey, you're not here to pay me, we're here to serve you, right? And us still being able to serve beyond the bedside, drive impact at the bedside, which we shared with you in this live of how we both still do, but yet have the time freedom that we want, creating the financial freedom, creating the life that we want because we decided, we made a decision. And perhaps my decision was at a $97 call to say, this is where I am today, right? So
Definitely.
I just want to tell you, Shanika, how much I appreciate you. How much I mean, when lifelines get together, you're able to put together some things really, really quickly. You'll be surprised that when that nursing knowledge come back and start working, you got that patient who's crashing. We're like, we in a situation. How we gonna get this situation? And we got the whole situation together, and we serving.
We did like, oh, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna do. Oh, okay, like 2 hours later, we got a whole challenge, and it's just like God will put you in the room, in the right room with the and sitting at the right table, but you just gotta make that
Right.
decision.
And here's the thing, y'all. This is our first collaboration together. And I'm not saying this to create scarcity, but as you hear, sometimes when you delay, you're going to have to pay. So you want to get in a room at the price that it is right now? Because if you don't get in a room at the price it is right now, you might be mad at yourself next year.
It's gonna be inflation.
That's the inflation. You didn't take, and it's for free. For some of y'all, that's for my free kind of people. But the $97, it ain't gonna do a thing. And here's the great thing: it's $97. I know we're in different times right now, but in all honesty, because we are here to serve, if you do the $97, there is an option for you to make payments for the $97 because that's just how we want to serve you.
Yeah,
So
we
use
want to
Apple
get that
Pay or
information.
Klarna checkout, and it'll take care of you. Take care
Definitely,
of
we
you.
want to get your information out
Yeah.
there.
All right. So you guys need to go follow Miss Shanika. Miss Shanika is on Instagram. What's your Instagram handles, Miss Shanika?
Shanika Saddler University. Shanika Saddler University. I am the only one, so you will be able to find me. I will pull up. It's pink and pretty and joyful. You will find me.
Yes. You said pink, pretty, and joyful. We're talking about the colors for this. I'm like, Shanika. She's like, I love my pink. I'm like, okay, girl.
Because it's so like feminine,
Right. You
energy.
know, pink, but the kind of pink that you have on your brand is really like a pink of power. I don't know, it's like if you remember in psychology, but it talked about how pink was initially a boy color because it was bold, right? And that's what we teach guys to be bold, right? And then blue was more of a girl color because it was soft and it was more subtle. But we got our pink back because pink is power.
Change it.
Right. Thank you back. Go ahead and get that back. No,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Miss Shanika, thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for tuning in to another Millionaire Conversations here on Money Making Monday. And on Money Making Monday, I come and I give you real strategies that's going to help you grow to be able to propel your business forward. And for you to be a millionaire, you got to start thinking like it, being like it, having conversations, collaborating, connecting, and investing as you should so that you can bring it to life. All right, girlfriend, until next Monday, take
all right.
care. Bye bye.